Hello, I'm Abigail Jones, a consumer health librarian with 18 years of professional information searching experience. I'm happy to be here to share with you how to make the most of searching for health information on the internet. My objectives are to help you learn tips and techniques to find trustworthy health information online, and by trustworthy, I mean unbiased, scientifically proven, evidence-based information. This is health information that is proven over time. I want you to understand how to evaluate a health information website. And finally, I want to identify with you where to find helpful online health information. My goal is for you to take away 4 principles of healthy web surfing, as well as to share with you some resources to help you get started. Knowing how to find trustworthy health information is important because of where we find health information. According to the most recent research published about information searching habits of Americans, 81% of us use the internet. Well over half of us look online for health information, and over a third of adults figure out their medical condition by looking online. So that last statistic bears a little caveat or a warning. We don't want you to avoid seeing a healthcare professional about a medical condition, and we don't want you to go online and search the internet to figure out what ails you. But there is nothing wrong with self-education. Our purpose is to help you find health information that will enhance your conversation with your healthcare provider, and as well help you to better understand a medical diagnosis, a medicine, or a treatment. So let's start with the first takeaway principle of healthy web surfing: authority. By this I mean evaluating the credentials and reputation of the website and its creators, whether or not they are considered authorities in their fields. We can divide the criterion of authority into 2 categories when evaluating websites. The first category is what and who created the website, and what are their credentials. Usually, an authoritative website has a section labeled About Us or About the Author. This is often on the home page. The second category concerns the website's domain label. Consumer health librarians have found that non-commercial websites, free of advertising, are the most objective and impartial. Therefore, look for website addresses that end in domain labels such as .gov, which is a U.S. federal government website, or .edu, institutions of higher learning, such as a university, which include academic medical centers, and .org, which are for nonprofit organizations. The 2 websites featured here are good examples of who, what, and domain label. I'm going to highlight for you this particular website, which is cancer.osu.edu. This is the James Cancer Hospital and Solov Research Center website. The domain label ends in .edu. It's affiliated with a university because the James is part of an academic medical center. Let's link out to this website. The home page for the James website clearly identifies the name of the organization that owns the website, which is the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center. There is an About link up here in the upper right-hand corner, which tells us about the institution, its affiliations, its leadership. We're going to click on that and see some of those features. So the mission and the goals of the university and the James Cancer Hospital are here, And you can scroll all the way through for lots of detailed information. Amongst this information is the leadership. And we're going to go back to the homepage of the James website, and you can see how easy it is to contact people on the website. Right up here, under About, we saw that, and then you can scroll down further to the bottom of the page to see that, again, the ownership of the website is clearly delineated, as well as an actual address, email contact, phone numbers, etc. The sponsoring organization has nothing to hide, and they're trying to show you how easy it is for you to get in touch with them. Let's examine another website. And that's this one. We'll highlight that for you. This is cancer.gov. This is the National Cancer Institute's website. The National Cancer Institute is a center of the National Institutes of Health, which is a federal government agency. The .gov domain label clearly identifies it as such. And we'll link out to that website. And like the James Cancer website that we just looked at, cancer.gov features a clear About button, usually in the upper right-hand corner, and that one is here, as you see. If we click on it, a menu drops down where we can see information again about leadership, about the mission, the funding, and other contact information about this organization. Transparency of information is associated with authority in website searching. So look for those two characteristics when you look at different websites. Another thing that's characteristic about websites is how you get in touch with people. Notice right here at the top, 1-800-4-CANCER, and you can also actually select, if you want, this link to link out and speak to a cancer information specialist online. It's completely confidential, and it's up to you if you want to do that. So looking for elements of authority is the first step in healthy web searching. The next one is bias. Bias is the second takeaway, and I should say a lack of bias. Ask yourself, why does the website exist and for whom? Can you identify the purpose of the website from its language? Is the purpose to teach, to entertain, to inform, to persuade, to sell? All of these are valid purposes for websites. But when it comes to reliable, online, objective health information, a website's purpose should be primarily information and education. So consider, what's the agenda or the point of view of the website? Is the language objective and impartial? Watch for advertising or marketing that's attempting to sell ideas, products, or services. One way to learn about a website and its point of view is by reading the mission, vision, and values of the website. We've seen that in the two preceding websites. You can often find those again in the About section on the homepage. This is the website of the American Institute for Cancer Research. We can note its domain label here. It ends in .org, which indicates that the AICR, as it's called, is a nonprofit organization. The AICR's purpose, that is why the website exists, is right there front and center, and I've circled it on this picture. The purpose of this website is to share cancer research for prevention and survival. The audiences are cancer survivors and people who want to know about cancer risk. Anyone using the website can find out more about the organization in their About Us tab, which is over again on the far right. So let's look closely at this website. We can find out about the organization's point of view through its mission, history, and notice the drop-down menu shows us some of those links. These are all links that you can get to just by clicking and navigating through the website. This website, like the other two that I showed you, doesn't have advertising. There's no particular commercial purpose to the website. The purpose is to educate and to inform. So far, we know that a website's authority and bias influence its reliability. Let's look at the third takeaway principle of healthy web searching, which is content. Content has to do with the information in and the design of a website. Ask yourself if the website is easy to use and to navigate. Can you get around it easily? Is its appearance logical and easy on the eye? Is it obvious how to move from topic to topic so you can gain understanding? Health information on the website should be written in plain, everyday language. Some people call this consumer health information. The health information should be translated across from professional medical language to ordinary language that the average adult can understand. If there are medical terms that most people wouldn't know, those should be easily defined and explained. Also important is that the health information is based on proven science. This is called evidence-based information. You should be able to find this information on a reliable health information website, and you should also be able to find the resources that the website organizers use when they cite facts. A website with good content is one where the health information is both scientifically proven and easy to understand and navigate. Once you have explored such a site, your questions should be answered, and most importantly, and I'm going to emphasize this here, the website should refer you back to your healthcare provider for further conversation. This website is called Medline Plus. Its domain label is .gov because it is sponsored by the National Library of Medicine, which is part of the National Institutes of Health. We found out earlier that the National Institutes of Health is a federal government agency, so any websites that are under its auspices would end in .gov. Medline Plus is considered the gold standard of consumer health information. Many librarians recommend it as the first stop to find reliable, evidence-based, easy to understand health information. Because of that, I'd like to explore the website further with you. So from the home page, medlineplus.gov, we can find out about the website by clicking on this little link up here, About Medline Plus. There's information about the history of the organization, the National Library of Medicine, that is, and some of the values that they hold in terms of how they're developing Medline Plus. One of the notable things about Medline Plus is that it is famous for having absolutely no commercial information on it, no advertising. The other thing about Medline Plus that's particularly characteristic of excellent consumer health information is that the quality guidelines that drive the development of the website and the inclusion of any information are particularly strict and constantly vetted for accuracy. You can read all about this on Medline Plus's website. Let's explore a little bit more about how you can find out further about Medline Plus. I mentioned earlier that you can find out about a sponsoring organization, and usually at the bottom of a website homepage, the sponsor, in the case of the James Cancer Hospital website that we first looked at, that would be the Ohio State University, and as well the Comprehensive Cancer Center. At the bottom of that website page, all of those names would be hyperlinked, so you could find out more about those parts of the organization. This is true here too. The Medline Plus is sponsored by the National Library of Medicine, and if you click on the bottom of the page with the name National Library of Medicine, it actually takes you to their homepage. Medline Plus is noteworthy for how easy it is to navigate. People can look for health information across the top by clicking on these tabs for health topics, drugs and supplements, and videos and other tools. But you can also access the information from the side here. The same links exist. There's a dictionary right on the front page, so if you run across a word when you're reading something, you can quickly put it in, and the medical dictionary, which is written for lay people, that is in plain language, will define the word or the term for you. There's also a medical encyclopedia. Some people prefer just to dive right in and using a website, and there is a search box right at the top, and people can just put in a keyword search or set of keywords to look something up. If one is wanting health information in a language not English, right down here at the bottom, there's health information in multiple languages. This is a great resource for people who might have a loved one, a family member, or friend who doesn't speak English, for example, and wants some health information written in a language other than English. There's over 40 languages where health information has been translated on Medline Plus. Many times people are looking for a specialist. They may have a loved one who is being cared for across the country, and they want to look for a doctor, let's say in California, whereas they themselves are in Pennsylvania. That's fine. One of the things that Medline Plus does is to have directories here at the bottom of the page that allow you to find specialist doctors and hospitals across the country. It's a way to start to see if there's something that can help someone who's far away. The website has lots of videos and other animations. There are surgery videos, health check tools, things that will allow you to understand about health information, not necessarily by reading it, but by watching it. So that's also a plus. So I encourage you, when you're looking for health information, to start with Medline Plus and then branch out to some of the other websites that we're looking at. Along with the other websites that we've looked at, Medline Plus is a good example of authority, bias, and content. Each of these sites also share the fourth takeaway principle of healthy web surfing, which is currency. Health information can become outdated quickly. It's important to find current information. How current depends on the topic. For example, if you're looking for health information about recurrent brain cancer, you probably want to look for health information that's been written and published in the last year, and then proceed by looking for health information in the previous year and the year before that, until you find something that helps you understand the topic. On the other hand, there are many health topics where you're looking for maybe coping or patient-to-patient support, information that may have been written several years ago, but nonetheless is still helpful. So use common sense about currency when you're looking for health information. In addition to timely information, other things to be aware of include checking to see if the links and pages on a website are functional and actually working. If they aren't, I would question how relevant and cared for the website is. Often a website will have a copyright date on its home page. which indicates not only current ownership, but also that the site owners are monitoring the content for the year provided. It's not unusual within a health information website for subsequent pages to be dated differently, and that's because some of the information may still be relevant and up to date, but written perhaps in the previous year or even the year before that. As long as the front page, the home page of the website, indicates a current year range, then you can probably be rest assured that the website monitors are checking and updating information as needs be. And that's why on a health information website, you'll often see subsequent pages that might say last updated on or revised on, and then give a date. Here is an example of the principle of currency. This is the patient information homepage of the National Comprehensive Cancer Network, a nonprofit organization. And again, we can click and highlight the .org. Website ownership is front and center. We can see that here at the top. The National Comprehensive Cancer Network owns this website. And we can read more about that organization, both here in the left-hand tab at the top, and as well down here in the middle of the page. Both of these links take us to the same information, but that's to ensure that if somebody doesn't see one link, they'll see the other one. There are ways to contact the organization up here in the right-hand corner under Contact, and then down here, the actual brick and mortar location of the organization is listed: address, phone number, fax, all the contact information you might want. And with regard to currency, here's the copyright date. So next year, when it's 2018, this copyright date will shift ahead. So the website is current. Let's explore this website further. So we saw clearly that the current date, point of contact, and organization information was right on the front page of the NCCN patient's website. One of the features of this website is cancer information that's based on clinical guidelines that doctors actually use to treat people with cancer. You can access this clinical guideline information presented in the form of booklets on this website. Let me demonstrate to you. We're going to locate the NCCN guidelines for patients right here in the middle of the page on the left, and we're going to click Read More. It takes us to a page that has little thumbnail pictures of the covers of these booklets. These booklets range in length anywhere from 70 pages to over 100 pages, but they're very readable. So all of the cancer treatments by cancer type are here at the top, and then further down, there's supportive care for coping, cancer screening, age-related guidelines, and so forth. Let's open up all the cancer types, and you can see there are many. I'm going to select one, lung cancer. It takes us here, and we can click on the little link to view the booklet online. The booklet opens and is dynamic in the sense that we can flip the pages just as if we were holding it in our hands. One of the characteristics or features of good consumer health information is lots of white space, words and typefaces and fonts that are easy to look at and easy to read. I mentioned things being easy on the eye. When there's explanations, as there is on this left page, there are illustrations with captions that relate to it for further explanation. If reading a dynamic book like this online is hard on your eyes, you just use the magic of the internet, double click, and it enlarges the pages for you. We mentioned currency. It's important to know if this booklet is up to date And usually that will be either on the first page or on the last page. And I'm going to advance very quickly to the back of the booklet. And here is the date of the book. This is version 1 of this book, and it was published originally in 2016. Sometimes reading little booklets online is fun and it's useful, but if you want to have a copy of it so you can mark it up and make notes in order to talk to the doctor or the nurse, you can download copies of these things. Just look in the taskbar. Usually it's at the top or the bottom of these kinds of dynamic books. Look for the little download icon, follow the instructions, and download it. And then it's ready for you to send to a printer to print and keep a copy. The websites I've demonstrated are only a few of the many excellent, trustworthy resources you can explore. Some health information websites are large with lots of information, such as cancer.gov and Medline Plus. Others are smaller in scope and only deal with one facet of health information. For example, coping with cancer, some of the emotional and social issues that someone with cancer would be facing. Other websites might deal with just one topic that someone with a disease faces, such as looking for a clinical trial or a patient-to-patient peer support website. You may be new to web searching and wondering where you can start. I prepared this slide to show you some resources as a way to get started, and I'd like to demonstrate what these are. The links to these resources will be below this video when we upload this to our channel, and so you can rest assured you can get to them. The first one is to online health information resources. This is a curated list that we prepared here at Ohio State of different freely accessible consumer health websites that we believe meet the criteria that I've discussed today. They're categorized by diseases and medical conditions, as well as some of the other areas that people looking for health information might be interested in, such as a category for health insurance. The next 3 resources, cancer internet resources, nutrition internet resources, and health information websites, are all pretty similar. I'll show you one of them. Nutrition information resources, or nutrition internet resources, is a handout that we prepared at the medical center, which reminds you of some of the principles that I've talked about today, and then has live links to websites that we believe meet the criteria for healthy web searching. These handouts are distributed here at the medical center, but you have access to them simply by linking out on the web page. There is a consumer health library at the medical center that is open to everyone, open to the public, and you can contact us by visiting, emailing us, calling. It's all confidential, and the staff will prepare answers to your health information questions that you can take to your doctor, your other healthcare providers, and have, we hope, a better, more informed conversation. And finally, the last resource is about the Patient and Family Resource Center, which is a center on the ground floor of the James Cancer Hospital that provides support, education, and comfort services to patients and visitors. It's a new center, and you're very welcome to drop by or call them and find out more information about it. So I'm going to leave you now with a little bit of a summary. To find accurate, up-to-date, easy to understand online health information, remember to follow the ABCCs: authority, bias, content, and currency. Use trusted resources from professionals. And finally, because we love to answer your questions. Ask a librarian. Thank you.